Hi there, welcome to or welcome back to Tiff Reads Books, where I read books and then I talk to you about them. Today we're going to do a March TBR check-in and a little quick April TBR. So I've mentioned before that my field season starts in April and goes until June, and those months are really busy for me. So we're just going to do kind of a small TBR and we're going to see what we can get through. Just to check in briefly, I did nearly complete my March TBR, and I'm very proud of myself for it. I read a total of 25 books, but only 7 of them were from my TBR that I had planned out. As predicted, I mood read, I side quested, I got distracted with things, I got overwhelmed with the long fantasy novels and needed some breaks in between. So when I need breaks, I tend to read horror, quick novellas, graphic novels, or manga. So, okay. Just to recap, I read 9 manga or graphic novels, 8 audiobooks, and 8 print books, whether those are physical or ebooks. So I did read a fair amount last month, but so I finished off, let's quickly recap. I finished off the Kushil's Legacy trilogy with Kushil's Avatar. Not my favorite in the series, but I did finish that series and I do want to talk to you about it at some point at length. I read the second book in the Farseer trilogy. That was Royal Assassin. That was probably my favorite book I read this month. I was like trying not to cry on the freeway. I was like emotionally devastated and ready to start the next one, and my hold came through right away. So, spoiler, that's gonna be on this month's TBR. I read the 4th book in the Patricia Briggs Mercy Thompson series. Liked that a fair amount, so we continue with that. I read my 5th Stephen King reread this month with The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Still liked it, still enjoyed it, got a little bit more out of it than I did the first few times I read it. And I read 2 books off of my suggested sci-fi, actually 2 books from my TBR off my suggested sci-fi, but I actually read 3 books off my suggested sci-fi list. One I did not like. It was not for me. It was an out of comfort zone pick. That's in a vlog where I swapped my YouTube watch time from the previous week for audiobooks. So I finished Shadow Speaker by Nnedi Okorafor and The Scourge Between Stars by Ness Brown. Both really good books, definitely enjoyed them. One was a novella, one was a YA book, so both very quick reads. And then I read The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, which was my first big fantasy book of the month, and it was so good. Honestly, this month has been so crazy that I forgot that was this month. I was thinking it was last month. Definitely really good, definitely worth the read. I did a whole video on it, so check that out if you're curious about my opinions. The one that I started and did not finish was Jade War by Fonda Lee. To be fair, I started this with 3 days left in the month, or 4 days left in the month, and that was clearly not enough time to get through a 600-page book for me. Some people could do it. I couldn't. I also had a change of plans that happened, and when plans change, I get the rest of my plans, I can't adjust them very well. I get stressed. So it was a good change of plans, but yeah, so that'll be in my upcoming vlog from the trying to like doing a final push of the month. So see, I got 6% in. So this leads us into the TBR for the month. This is my first book on my TBR, not necessarily the first one that I will finish, but this is my first one. This is the 2nd book in the Greenbone saga. I finished Jade City in February and was hoping to get to this in March, but it just didn't happen. Like I said, I got a little overwhelmed with big fantasy. So we will be continuing with Jade War, which I'm excited about to finish up that trilogy. And then continuing with series reads, Harrow the Ninth. I finished my Gideon reread. I am working on that deep dive video, but we will be reading Harrow and highlighting it in all of its glory. So I need to make that. This is an old library copy, so it's like sticky and the pages are yellow, so I have no problem writing and annotating in this one. So stay tuned for Harrow. I'm very excited. And then for other series, I have the next book in the Mercy Thompson series, just in case it's kind of a last-ditch option, like if I need something easy and quick to read, because those books are really quick for me. They're very popcorny, and that is Silverborn, which is book 5 in the Mercy Thompson series. Do I know what it's about? No, but we're following Mercy, who is a shifter. She can shift into a coyote. She has connections with local werewolf pack and the local vampire coven, and also she used to work for one of the fae in the area. So we have a urban fantasy. with a bit of romance. Not too much for my, like, it's enough for my liking, but I like it. Okay. So, going from that, I'm going to tell you my other digital book that I have planned this month. That is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. So I put myself on the hold list just to see, because I was like, well, maybe I'll feel like it. I still don't know if I feel like it, but we're going to put it here as an option for an out of comfort zone book. I think I have it for another 20 days. Oh, wait, no. I think I have it for another 12 days. So I need to get to it first, because I always check the books out, load them into my Kindle, and then return them, because if you're checking out through Libby, you can return the book if you open it in your Kindle and it stays in your Kindle, and then the next person can have it. The only caveat with that is that you can't renew. So I'll often do that with like manga, graphic novels, things I know I'm going to finish really quick, or things that have really long wait lists that I'm not necessarily like super prioritizing. I will just be like, okay, it's fine if I have to recheck it out again. I'm just going to let the other people who are waiting. And this had a crazy long wait list. I was like 120th in line, and then my library acquired 20 new copies, so I got bumped up and I got it. So that's my out of comfort zone pick for the month. We'll see. We'll see. I've never read Ali Hazelwood, and romance is not my thing, and this is paranormal romance, so we'll see. Okay, continuing with supernaturally horror-y type stuff. I did put another novella on my TBR this month. I finally want to get to this. I got it in February and have been wanting to read it, but just have not had like the space or the motive. I don't know what it is. I just kept me from it. But What Feast at Night is the sequel to What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, and I'm looking forward to this one. So I've been looking forward to it since I pre-ordered it. And I really want to read it. So I love this cover. I love this artist. So that's high up on my list. Novellas always work really well for me, especially with how busy I'm going to be. Okay, I did forget to mention. We'll finish this out and then we'll talk about audiobooks. That's what we'll do. So this is from my library haul, Horseman. It's a retelling of Sleepy Hollow by Christina Henry. I read Christina Henry's retelling of Alice and really enjoyed it. I read the sequel right away, and this was even back when I like wasn't reading very much, and so I really wanted to pick up something else by her. She has a Peter Pan retelling and a Little Mermaid retelling that I want to get to at some point, so I figured why not pick up her Sleepy Hollow retelling. I really like this cover. I read Sleepy Hollow last year and was like, oh my god, why is this so terrible? So, not like in the way it was written, just the story itself. Ichabod is the villain. I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill. Then I have Pinata, which is a horror novel about a woman who takes her 2 kids and goes back to Mexico, and shit starts happening. I don't remember the synopsis completely, but I picked it up from the library. I have heard really good things about it, so I really want to get to it. As another library haul, this is the Trader Baru Cormorant, or Cormorant, however you want to pronounce it. And this is a fantasy. I don't remember the synopsis, but was on a list of someone who, they posted their favorite books on Twitter that they read last year, and we had like 10 books in common, so I added the rest of the books that they listed to my TBR, and this was one of them. And when I read the synopsis, it sounded really good. I believe it is sapphic. We're following a young woman who basically has to join the bad guys. She'll swallow her hate, prove her talent, and join the masquerade. She'll learn the secrets of the Empire, and she'll be exactly what they need. She'll claw her way high enough up the rungs of power to set her people free. That's a quick bit from the synopsis. It sounded really good. Okay, audiobooks. So, I have a holdout. So my Stephen King reread that is probably going to be the Tommyknockers. I know, but I enjoyed it, and so I want to see if if I still enjoy it or if it's like bad like everyone else says. So that's probably gonna be my Stephen King reread, unless I just have a moment and I pick something else. But I do have it on hold, I believe. And then the 3rd book in the Farseer trilogy, I'm basically ahead of Literary Diversion's read along because I cannot stop. And so if it comes to it, I might reread this one in like, I think the Royal Assassin is for April. The talk will be in April, I believe. And then so Assassin's Quest is like June. So if I have to reread it, that's fine. But I'm gonna read it, and maybe I'll take some notes or whatever. But I got a hold through Libby, and it came through right away, and I'm like set on finishing this series, so I'm going to be rereading it. That is kind of where I'm at for a TBR. I think I have some extra things I guess I can tell you about. I have The Girl from the Other Side, which is a graphic novel, or I can't remember if it's a manga or graphic novel, but it's a supernaturally kind of mentor-mentee story that I picked up because Reads with Rachel said she really loved it, and then I read the synopsis and I was like, yeah, this sounds like for me, but I don't remember the synopsis. So I have it. It came through the other day. I also have an audio copy of Leech, so I might give that a go. I have that for another 11 days, so we'll maybe listen to that. So those are the 6 physical books, 2 ebooks, 2 ARCs, and 2 audiobooks. As I say, I don't have much on my list this month, but I'm gonna do the whole total page count and put it up because some of these are fairly short. Jade War is the only one that I think that's like really long, and Harrow, but Harrow will read quick. So with Harrow, I am doing the audio and then the physical right after at the same time. So I will be technically reading that twice this month. Wish me luck. And if any of these things are on your list, or you have read any of them and want to tell me how great they are so I can bump them up in priority this month, priority list is fluid and flowing. And if you see one in here that you're like, read that first, let me know. I also do have a physical hold on Bride at the library, so I can skip it on digital this month if I really don't feel like it. So we'll see. All right, I will see you later this week with something else, but thanks for sticking around, and please wish me luck.